Lord. What is up? Coach Todd here from RipClub.net, guys. It's a pleasure to be here with you. Now, take your mobile device, bring it closer to your face. Or if you're at a computer, draw near to the screen. Okay, are you ready? Listen carefully. Oh, it feels good. Tip number 2. Always, when you're shaking a protein shake, do it above your head and facing people so they know what you're doing. That's a good tip. So today I want to talk to you guys about something that I am very, very passionate about, something that means a lot to me and my family. I want to share with you guys my tips for building a full-time income as a Beachbody coach. It has been such a blessing for my family and I to be able to help people and earn an income doing that. Back in 2012, September of 2012, my wife was able to hand in her resignation. She was the office manager for a scrap metal recycling company. Took up a lot of her time, and something that was very important to us was that she be able to be home with our children, because we didn't want a babysitter or some daycare raising our kids for us. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we just wanted the best route for our kids, which was, them being raised by their mother and I. So through Beachbody coaching, I was able to replace my wife's annual salary, and currently, a lot of you guys know that I'm a full-time engineer. I actually make more Beachbody coaching than I do as a design engineer. So like I said, it's been a huge blessing. But I want to share with you guys how you can get there too, how you can bring your wife home from work, how you can bring your husband home from work, or how you can get yourself home from your 9 to 5 and be doing something that you're passionate about. And that really is my number one tip. Your passion. Your passion has to be for helping other people. If you make coaching about yourself, you will fail epically. You will fail over and over again when you make it about yourself, because Beachbody coaching, unlike a lot of other network marketing opportunities or multi-level marketing opportunities, it's not about you. It's about other people and helping them have success. And that's one of the greatest leadership tips that you'll ever hear, is as soon as you raise up, if you lift up and encourage other people, that's when you're going to notice your level of success rise. And that's what's so cool about Beachbody coaching, is that you have an opportunity to raise other people up, to encourage other people, to help them reach their goals, both with their health and nutrition, and if the opportunity arises and your customers decide they want to become coaches as well and do what you do, you have the opportunity to help them reach their business goals and their goals for their family and create freedom for people. So it's just a phenomenal opportunity. Don't lose sight of what coaching is about. It's about other people. The second tip that I have for you guys is that if you treat your business like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. Or it's going to cost you like a hobby, actually. But if you treat your business like a business, then it's going to pay you like a business would. Now, how that works, what does that look like on a day-to-day basis? So let's break this down. A lot of people, when they get into coaching, they don't have a clear path set out. So just like I talk about with nutrition and whatnot, if you fail to plan on failing. It's the exact same thing with your coaching business. You need to have a daily plan mapped out. I break my day down into 15-minute segments, and I plan out on paper or in the Notes app on my iPhone what I'm going to be doing every 15 minutes of the day. And for those of you who are currently working a 9 to 5, or maybe you're working 12 hours a day, that's going to be even more important that you schedule your time wisely so that you're focusing on activities that are the most profitable. And I'm not talking about profitable in terms of money, but I'm talking about profitable in terms of, providing you opportunities to create relationships, providing you opportunities to get people plugged into your challenge groups, focusing on activities that, going back to tip number 1, lift people up and encourage them. So you really need to be maniacal about your schedule if you had limited time as a coach, like I do. I work 8 to 10 to 12 hours a day as an engineer. I have to plan my time very carefully. I'm not saying I'm perfect, but you have to have a plan if you're going to succeed, because inevitably what's going to happen is that if you don't plan out your time, okay, life circumstances are going to control your time rather than you being in control. So you have to get maniacal about your schedule. The third tip I have is that you have to be the example. You have to lead by example as a coach. You cannot expect your team or your coaches who are signed up under you, you cannot expect them to be posting in a challenge group daily or to be sending out 10 invites to challenge group daily if you're not doing the same thing. Be the example that you want to see in your coaches. That is so important. I never expect anything more out of my coaches than I expect of myself. I would never tell them to do something I'm not willing to do myself, and you can't either. And in fact, one of the great books that I read is by John C. Maxwell. It's called The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And the very first law is called the Law of the Lid. Okay? And what that means, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself as a leader? And think about it right now. How would you rate yourself as a leader? Okay? If you rate yourself at a 5, okay, what's going to happen is a person that would rate themselves as an 8 will never, ever follow a 5. So if you want to build leaders on your team, if you want to have a very, very successful team, you have to start developing leadership qualities, okay? If you want people to be successful in your downline, you have to set the example, okay? What does that mean? Okay, you need to be following the 3 vital behaviors. Here's tip number 3, the 3 vital behaviors. You have to be inviting people to challenge groups on a daily basis, period. I say if you want to reach Success Club 5, okay, you need to be sending out a minimum of 10 invites per day. If you want to reach Success Club 10, I say that you need to be sending out a minimum of 20 invites to your challenge groups every single day, period. I don't care what the circumstances are. I don't care what happens. I don't care if your kids got sick. Stay up later at night and get those invites out. That's what it takes, is that kind of dedication. And that brings me to my next point is, along those lines of being the example. If you want your coaches to be hitting Success Club every single month, you have to be hitting Success Club every single month. You have to be the example. You have to lead by example. Don't do what I say, do what I do. Okay? And a great question to ask yourself. Here's what you need to ask yourself. If my coaches did what I did today, would their business be successful? That's a great question to ask, and I need to ask myself that every single day. If my coaches did exactly what I did today, would their business become successful? That's a great question, and it needs to be asked every single day if you want to be a successful coach and if you want to develop that full-time income. Tip number 4 that I have is you need to constantly be adding value to other people. Now me, for my customers, my Ripped Club team members, I love you guys if you're watching this video, you constantly need to add value to them. You need to, I do that through the form of blog posts and YouTube videos. I want to create phenomenal content that helps them move closer and closer to their goals. You know, one of the things I love doing is developing hybrid schedules, and my team loves hybrid schedules as well. I love providing that valuable thing, that valuable piece of information for people. You know, I get a lot of questions through email about nutrition. I love creating videos about nutrition. You know, one of my favorite videos to create is where I take all my stuff out of the cupboards, out of the refrigerator and freezer, lay it out on the counter, and say, here's the food I buy. Because people are really curious to know what my nutrition is like and what to buy at the store. And let me shake this up and take a drink real quick. Oh, it's so good. But I love creating valuable content for my team members because what it does, it allows them to succeed. It helps them succeed. So look for new ways that you can develop valuable content that encourages, that answers questions or resolves fears that people have. Look for ways that you can create value in other people's life. So those are my 4 tips for building a successful full-time income with Beachbody Coaching. The fifth one is don't try and reinvent the wheel. Beachbody has created some of the most phenomenal resources for you to use. And if you want your coaches to be successful, if you want to build a successful team of coaches that can get you to the point where you're able to quit your 9-to-5 or bring home your wife or bring home your husband from their 9-to-5, don't reinvent the wheel. Beachbody has created everything you need and everything your team needs to succeed. And the best way you're going to duplicate your success is to use those same resources for your team members and encourage them to use the same resources. So, you know, you have your 5-step invite guide from Team Beachbody. You have your 7-day quick start guide. You know, go into your coach online office, go into the Coach Training Academy, and look at those reference materials and use them. Use your business activity tracker. Encourage your team to use their business activity tracker. You know, encourage your team to be doing their own Coach Basics. Okay, Coach Basics is huge. It shows a coach how to get started right, how they can create more opportunities to help more people get healthy and fit. And through doing so, they're going to become successful coaches. And, you know, you need to have a duplicatable process for your team members, a process that they can be successful with too. And there's no sense in reinventing the wheel. You can do things a little bit different, add your own touch, but don't try and do things so far different from what Beachbody is doing that you're confusing your coaches because they're seeing one thing in their coach online office and on the weekly team calls, but they're hearing something completely different from you. You want to be consistent. Your message needs to be consistent with what Beachbody is sharing. And I have seen, because I've tried to do things my own way, doesn't work, guys, doesn't work. So those are my 5 tips on how you can build a full-time income as a Beachbody coach. If you have any questions at all, I would be happy to answer them. Just post it in the comments below, or you can email me. My email address is coachtodd@rippedclub.net. If you're interested in coaching, if you're another coach from another team and you have questions, you know, like I said, I'm all about adding value to other people. So I don't care if you're on someone else's coaching team. I don't care if you're a customer of mine or a customer of someone else. I want to help you out. So go ahead, email me at coachtodd@rippedclub.net or just post in the comments below, and I'd be happy to help you out. And I'm going to go finish this shake. Remember, keep it above your head. Face people so they know what you're doing. Alright, I love you guys. I will talk to you on the next video. I appreciate you tuning in, and tell your friends about this video. Share it with them. We'll see you.